Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Laymen Daily Show. How is everyone today? How is everyone going? A bit of controversy over the weekend. But I'd cover the Twitter blue controversy. A bit of news today. A little gameplay to show you of a game that I've never seen before, but it actually looks incredible. So I really actually want to play that. It was released this month, but it looks amazing. I'll ask how the chat is after, but I hope you guys are doing well. Bit of news, bit of controversy today, bit of trailers, all this and more after the drop. All right. How's everyone in the chat? Is it a show if I don't ask how everyone is in the chat? I mean, I gotta do it. Right? Crystal says, yo, 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 Splinter Quake. Good to see you here, man. Hey, fam. How are you, brother? Bezake says, do you have a live audience in front of you the whole time? Guys, come on, give it up. Give it up for the people watching. Come on. Come on. Not loud enough. Yeah, come on. There we go. Now shut up. There we go. Did I miss the drop? You missed the drop. Should we do it one more time? Fuck it. Love the drop. Who doesn't love the drop? All right, so Elon Musk. This is Elon Musk. Everyone loves Elon, right? There's no one that doesn't love Elon. What are you talking about? He's not a polarizing character. Absolutely not. Elon Musk, as you guys probably know, he's just this poor dude struggling to make ends meet. Founder of X2, I think it was, which became PayPal. Founding member of Tesla. At least was in the first payment, in the first major funding stages of Tesla, and then became their CEO. And SpaceX. The guy's done a few things, regardless if you like him or not. He's done a few things. But there's been some stuff that's been going on recently, that's for sure. So he took over the company in October last year. And a couple of weeks ago, he said that on the 1st of April, we're going to be seeing a lot of the verification badges. They're going to be going away. You're going to be needing to pay Twitter Blue. Okay, you need to pay $8 a month in order for this to continue, for you to be verified. And he spoke about it being all about, trying to keep the bots down and, showing the authenticity on Twitter for certain individuals, which the verification before it did a lot. It fixed a lot of those problems anyway, but he doubled down on that. I've seen previous tweets on that. But April 1st came around, and all of a sudden, all these people that thought they were going to be losing their verification badges didn't lose them. They were there. So everyone thought, okay, maybe this is April Fool's. Maybe he's not actually taking this away. 21st of April was going to be the actual day. In the middle of April, he announced, nope, it's going. You're going to be losing your verification unless you pay for Twitter Blue, $8 a month on the 21st of April. Should have been on the 20th of April, okay? It should have been 4/20, but he didn't do that. So a lot of celebrities, all of them, who didn't want to pay Twitter Blue, started losing their verification badges. What's happened over the weekend, though, which is really interesting, is people started seeing the verification badge come back. Ricky Gervais, my blue tick has reappeared. I can only assume this is a gift for all the bath pics over the years. He does love his bath pics. I mean, he really does. For someone, I think when I think of Ricky Gervais now, I think of Derek, I think of Afterlife, and I think of him in the bathtub. Personally, that's what I think of. Hasanabi, I have no clue how this happened. I absolutely did not buy Twitter Blue. I didn't buy Twitter Blue. Promise. A lot of people saying they didn't buy it, and some people thought they didn't. I mean, most people thought, of course, these people didn't buy them, but people were actually purchasing them for them. Little Nas, also known on Twitter right now as Pussy. On my soul, I didn't pay for Twitter Blue. You will feel my wrath, Tesla man. So a lot of people coming out saying, I didn't buy it. Someone else must have bought it for them. So this kind of started this whole trend where people were just thinking that that their blue check mark was being bought from fans or people that just wanted to piss them off. Paul Krugman. So my blue check has reappeared. I have nothing to do with that, and I'm definitely not paying. Elon Musk, of course. He always outlikes. I've never seen someone ratio Elon Musk ever. All right, in the chat, have you ever seen anybody ratio Elon Musk? It's impossible. He's anti-ratioed. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the algorithm. It just doesn't allow it. And then, as we go on, Charlie Sheen also said, "Oh, it's like Christmas and my birthday all at once." Elon, I'm flushed with gratitude. Rockstar move, good sir. So, everyone thought at this time that maybe everybody was just purchasing a blue check mark for celebrities or just to piss people off and to make them seem like they're verified. But what's happened now in the last kind of 8 hours to 12 hours is that's not the case. Look, it's been the case, of course, for William Shatner, Stephen King, and for LeBron James. Elon Musk did purchase those. But it seems like Elon has done a bit of a backflip on the whole Twitter blue thing for certain accounts. So blue ticks are back for accounts with 1 million followers. Elon Musk reinstates verified ticks. So for us lowly plebs, 24,000 subs, it looks like I'm not getting my Twitter blue. I never had the Twitter blue, sadly. But if I did and it was coming back, I would save the $8. I'm not paying the $8 though. Fuck that. I'm not paying the $8. It says here, Twitter accounts with more than 1 million followers have had blue ticks reinstated by owner Elon Musk without having to pay a subscription fee, confusing celebrities across the world. Elon Musk removed all legacy blue ticks from accounts this week, leaving celebrities and other significant public figures, including Beyonce, Harry Kane, and Victoria Beckham, with no sign that their accounts are genuine. Isn't this just first world problems? Everyone's like, oh my God, I'm not verified on Twitter anymore. People don't know it's genuinely me, you know? God, I love first world problems, you know? I think all those hungry kids are going, oh man, I don't want food. I just want to be verified. Please, just bring my blue tick back. Please, for the love of God. That's what I want. Bruno says, oh hell, this is live, lol. I thought I was watching a VOD. No, you're in the VOD. You're in the VOD. So what I've done now is I was just hoping the 1 in a million chance that someone was going to ask, and I put it exactly there, and it just fit. This is all VOD, man. This isn't live. Alta says, oh my God, my blue check mark. Yeah. Everyone's, the blue check mark controversy, I don't think is over, of course. And there's been some funny memes that I've been seeing as of late, like this one. Save a celebrity, pay the $8. William Shatner has not tweeted since, by the way. I feel like he's just out. Bette Midler, man, she's a huge fan of Elon Musk. Huge fan. Huge fan of Republicans in total, actually. So guys, save a celebrity. Really important you do. They need help. They need you to help pay the $8. Now, I see both sides here, right? I'm firmly in the camp of I'm not paying for Twitter Blue. Fuck that. There's going to be people, of course, that feel like there's probably going to be an uptick of scam when certain celebrities, organizations take a hard stance on this whole Twitter Blue thing and they don't want to pay. The byproduct of that, yes, there's going to be some kind of fake accounts that are going to be, pretending to be them. You can pay the $8 though if you want, right? Like, if a company, organization, or celebrity is really worried that much, $8, multi-millionaires, if they really are if they're really worried about their fans, and they can pay the $8, right? Like, it's not. I don't think this is a huge conundrum here, but I'm in the firm camp of even if I was a bit bigger, I mean, I'm huge. I'm one of the biggest YouTubers, of course. But if I was a little bit bigger, I still wouldn't pay Twitter Blue. Nah, not for me. Not for me. Alto says, we must help them. They do need help. Absolutely. So I don't think that we're over. Now, actually, another thing is we have seen posthumous Twitter accounts starting to be verified. And this seemed before like it may have been people subscribing to Twitter Blue on their behalf. But now it could be that that this is actually just being reinstated. And this is the other thing, right? It seems like everybody's Twitter account doesn't say that they're a significant individual in, you know, a certain field. It just says that they're subscribed to Twitter Blue. Out of all the people that made a firm stance that they weren't going to be doing this, now it's been reinstated because they have more than 1 million followers. It just seems like it just says they're subscribed to Twitter Blue. Is this a marketing campaign for Elon? Is he just trying to like get everyone back on the blue tick? Well, no one was ever on it really. But is he just trying to bring people on by making it look like more and more celebrities have been verified? Maybe. Maybe. Splinterquake says, well, maybe he's doing this to compensate the SpaceX. Well, I think out of all three companies, I would say SpaceX is definitely the coolest. Absolutely. Andres says, from the point of view of non-Americans like me, the Twitter nonsense just looks like a bunch of first world babies fighting over who gets to be the biggest rich baby. Look, I think there's a lot of places in the world where, I mean, look, in general, it doesn't mean if you're in America or anywhere, right? Like, we're all looking in and we're loving the drama. But you know, firstly, I don't think it's, as I said, I don't think it's ended. And secondly, I can see both sides, right? If someone's created a Twitter account for the last decade, and you know, they conduct business or they're like a thought leader, and they want to be able to know that they want to ensure that they're the genuine one that's actually speaking on this topic. Yeah, I can see where some people would be like, hang on, now 400 bots are going to be like looking at me saying, hey, go on my DMs and donate to me and stuff like that. That's definitely going to be happening. But that's been happening anyway. That's kind of already been happening anyway. Alto says, hey Sam, how much older is Skill Up than you? He's 400 years older than me. He's ancient. He's absolutely ancient. Now he's 6 years older than me. So I'm 21, of course. Don't know, I'm 21, guys. Now I'm 32 and Ralph is 400. No, he's not 40. He's not 40 yet, but very close. Neuralink could be promising. Yes, I agree. Elon Musk Neuralink could be promising. I don't know if you're saying that ironically, but they did deny trials on that about a month or so ago. I would like to see what they're going to do with Neuralink, right? I mean, who knows when we get to the stage where, you know, Neuralink's in our brain, and then we're going to do something bad, and then Neuralink just reports that to the police and shit. Oh, man. This is the answer I wanted. Good. This is the answer you wanted. Good. Elon stands are the biggest freaks in the world. Nabo. Look, there's a very passionate community of Elon Musk fans. There's no two ways about it. They are very, very passionate. And this is where I first saw this, actually, 17 hours ago, I should say. Elon is giving one to every account with 1 million plus followers. No joke. James Gunn said, okay, weird. That's where I first saw this. So there's been a very quick turnaround. Very, very quick turnaround on this. So it's been interesting, to say the least. Will you ever be on the FPS podcast? Who knows, man? I don't want to outshine them all, you see. I don't want to sit there and just put them all in their place. Now, they're a bunch of good dudes. Jake Baldino, especially. He's a good dude. I'm like, especially. The rest, not so much. They're all lovely YouTubers. I met Jake Baldino, actually, in London once. Yeah. What else? Look, I wanted to bring that to you. Hot off the presses, guys. It's heating up. But huge turn. Huge first world problem controversy here. Okay, but it is crazy to see him take such a stance one moment, and the next they're like, hang on, no, let's just kind of completely flip this out of nowhere. Andrew says, I don't believe in the worlds of any uber rich person. They will rarely ever have your best interests at heart. Ooh, that's a pessimist there, and I like that. I for one, am a pessimist myself, so I'm with you, my friend. What else is happening in the world of gaming? Microsoft not happy with Xbox. It claims. So, everybody knows that Xbox is going strength to strength, right? They're outselling PlayStation. I can't even do this. We both know that's all a meme. Microsoft is not happy with Xbox, it claims. The state of the Xbox console has been a major talking point for gamers for quite some time, with many disappointed by what's been offered since the Xbox Series X and S launched in 2020, and now it appears that even internally at Microsoft, there are signs that the company is not happy with the state of Xbox. Jeff Grubb from Game Mess Podcast says, I can tell you they're not. They're upset. We're just trying to diagnose a little bit, right? You know, they didn't release a first-party game last year, and if that doesn't affect you, if you always have something to play again, that's awesome, but a lot of people do regret getting an Xbox. That's big, right? Now, we're still in a phase of kind of the console wars, and as we go on, and I think more and more cloud streaming and kind of third parties don't necessarily rely on consoles, I think the marketplace, and it'll all change, right? But for Xbox not to have any first party last year, nothing. I mean, that says volumes. It really does. I think that we have, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West. What else did we have last year from Thingy? Something else, right? I'm live. I can't remember the other ones. But there's a few other ones that, of course, came out last year where Xbox, it's not competing in the first party space. It's just not. And we know this. And that is the thing that sells units more than anything. I mean, when we look at Phil Spencer said Xbox was birthed out of Halo, the original Combat Evolved. Without that first party exclusive, we wouldn't have seen Xbox become what it is today, right? You need first party exclusives. We know this, right? But I'm not surprised that internally they don't know what's going on here. They're like, we're not happy with this. What the hell's going on here? Ghost of Tsushima, no, that was a while back. That was a while, but that was not last year. That wasn't last year. Bring That Booty. I appreciate your comment anyway. I love that name. Bring That Booty. Yeah, so look, I think Xbox is in a very precarious position. I think that Starfield is coming out this year. That's going to be their major title. Look, if it lands well, then, it's going to be good for Xbox, naturally, of course, right? We need to see 3 or 4 consecutive really good first parties for Xbox. Because time and time again, with a lot of first parties for PlayStation, they're selling well, they're reviewing well, and it's just building street cred with PlayStation. I'm going to throw out a crazy idea here, right? Crazy idea. I don't know if Xbox continues to just decline in its dominance. I wonder if we see Xbox in the future, not in the near future, but in the distant future, before PlayStation does it. I wonder if they're the first ones to step away from the console ecosystems and just become solely a third-party developer. I wonder if they actually do that because they have their hooks deep now into PC, that ecosystem, Game Pass, and cloud streaming. I wonder if they continue to see a huge decline, that they're like, you know what, this isn't working for us. We need to be out. I genuinely wonder if that's going to happen in the next 7 years. Because as I said yesterday, they're only selling 25% of the units compared to how much Sony's... Well, we looked at a particular month, I should say. And in that particular month, they sold 550,000 units, where PlayStation was selling 2 million units. So we can only use that and speculate that if that was month on month the same, then maybe, PlayStation is dominating the market by 75%. Is Starfield still exclusive to Xbox and PC? I believe it is. Yes, Abdul. Yes. Absolutely. But for Xbox to compete here, man, they really need to... They need to be seriously considering how are they going to have the edge in the next 7 years. They've invested heavily in cloud streaming. They've invested heavily in Game Pass. And I think they've also invested heavily in making sure that all first-party titles, or most of them, if not all, if I think it's all of them, also are playable on PC, right? So I think maybe, if anything, it's just the easier road for them to travel in the future, when cloud gets to a certain point where you don't need consoles, and they have already infiltrated the PC market with the Game Pass PC and all their games playable on PC. Maybe it's just not going to make sense for them, you know? It's just not going to make sense. And yeah, Miner says cloud streaming is a terrible idea. Cloud streaming is bad, hypothetically, now. But in the future, are we going to get to a point where you can't even tell the difference? That's probably going to happen. But in terms of owning games, I think there'll always be a way to own games. But I think as we go on and cloud streaming becomes so good that we can play multiplayer and single player games, we don't even tell the difference. That's when a lot of people are going to start looking at their wallets and going, should I spend $600 on a console or $10 a month on just some subscription so I can play this on my phone and my 60-inch TV through some cloud streaming app? That's going to happen in the future, I think. They need to stop butchering Halo. Bebop says, yeah, man, that's not been good. Halo 5's Guardians and then Halo Infinite, it has not been great for them, especially when they originally said that Xbox Series X was going to ship with Halo Infinite, and it naturally didn't. It didn't. So I think, yeah, I would say that we are at a time now where Xbox is probably looking its weakest it's looked in a long time. And we all know that Xbox 360 was their strongest time. That was definitely when Xbox was at its strongest. And the original Xbox did well enough for it to continue, you know. It wasn't like the Dreamcast, where the Dreamcast was like, we're out. You know, Xbox was there to stay. And that's very much from Phil, as Phil Spencer has said, as I said before, off the back of the success of a first-party title. First-party titles when it comes to console wars. And then second to that is like, what, you know, the peer situation. What are my peers on? Are they playing on PS5? Are they playing on Xbox? And then that domino effect happens. You know? Miner says, you won't own it, and with the banning woke BS, you won't be able to play it. Yes. 1984. It's coming fast. It's coming fast. Bebop says, Halo Infinite is still running on the original Xbox One. Probably held it back a ton. Yes. Yeah, but I don't actually think that aesthetically that was the issue with Halo. I just think it wasn't innovative in the way that it needed to be. And I don't think that it had the foothold on the multiplayer aspect for it to really compete. And that's why they're buying COD. That's why they're buying Activision, ultimately. You know? Crystallo says they need to tease Elder Scrolls once a month to boost sales. I mean, they just need to show something, you know? I mean, even if they just show an NPC coughing in the world of Elder Scrolls, I would be sold again. I'm like, okay, cool, there's progress. There's an NPC. We got something. Yeah, so that's interesting, and I just want to make some commentary on that. That I think Xbox is in a really precarious position. I don't know what the future of Xbox is going to be in the next 7 years. What's the future of Xbox in the next 3 years, 5 years? It's fine. Like, nothing's changing. But as I said, I think if we continue to see that dominance slide and more people choosing the PlayStation, and I've seen, last thing I'll say, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and stuff talking about how a lot of their friends and whatever just sold their Xbox. Like, they don't play it. They just ended up buying a PlayStation. You know? Thick Boy ended up just selling his Xbox, man. He only plays PlayStation. He doesn't play Xbox. So anecdotally, I've seen Alec do that. But, like, you know, in terms of Twitter, I have seen people also mention that they don't play the Xbox. They've just sold it. Like, what was the point? In other news, Rockstar is apparently showcasing GTA 6 behind closed doors. Now, was it 2013 we saw GTA 5? I think it was 2013. It's been a long time now, nearly 10 years if that's the case. This is going to sell. It's going to make all the money. It's going to sell so well. It's just going to be ridiculous. It's kind of like a moment in gaming every time a new GTA comes out. Don't reckon? Like, when that shit comes out, you get in there, you see what you can get up to, how many 5 stars, how quick you can get it. What's the, you know, can you still get the tank with the cheats? You know, I think they took cheats away though, right? In the later ones. And I just, yeah, I mean, I'm more of a hardcore Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, like a little bit. But I originally, last year when it released the trilogy on Switch, I played them. I finished 2 of the 3 of them. I finished the original GTA 3 and also San Andreas. Man, it was so good to go back to those. So I'll definitely check this out. But like, I don't think I'm the hardcore Grand Theft Auto fan I used to be when I was younger. You know. Jane Royce says Microsoft employs 343 since 2012-ish though. Well, that's another thing in terms of 343. A lot of kind of discussion around, was it time for 343 to pass on the mantle, to pass on the torch? And I think it's absolutely time. I'm sorry, but it's just time. They've tried 2 games now, if not 3, or at least 2, right? They did Halo 5 Guardians, and then they did Halo Infinite. And I just don't think it's got the general reception that they would have required to kind of earn the title of, yes, we deserve this. We deserve to continue. And if it was smaller first party IP for Xbox, then I'd say, yeah, okay. Like, fair enough. But it's Halo. It's the most important IP. It's more important than Gears of War, than Forza, than anything else. I would say that it's more important than... I was going to say more important than like some Bethesda titles, but like Doom and shit. Imagine if they made Doom exclusive, like the next Doom exclusive, right? But like, you know what I mean though? Like it's pretty much the most important IP I can think of in the Xbox ecosystem. Halo 4. Oh, they did the Master Chief Collection. That's right. And they did Halo 4. Okay. Master Chief Collection was a total disaster. Total shame, folks. It was, though. It was fucking horrendous. You couldn't play online for like, what, 2 years or something? I remember buying that, being so hyped for that. I finished Halo 2 campaign when it came out or whatever, but like, you couldn't play online. You just could not play online. Cyberpath from Twitch. Why is there only one company making Halo? They brought a bunch of third-party talent. They could make a good spin-off. I agree with that, actually. A world where there's different... different types of studios all making their own IP, all having this kind of creative melting pot to like bring different Halo stories to life. You're right. It's like a whoa, one Halo is dropping. Just one of them is dropping. Like Marvel, for instance, they're like, hey, here's like 400 TV shows and 700 movies. Like they just flood the market. And Halo has enough, I think, that it could be quite interesting to tell multiple stories. B. Vargas says, Master Chief Collection is legit good. Look, it got there in the end, though. And the offering was pretty good. It had what? It had Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, ODST, and Reach, right? I think that's what it had. Grimrose from Twitch says, why can't they make a Halo TV series? If only they could, man. God, only they could. Then what do you think of the whole Mick Gordon situation now? I actually don't know that. I don't know if is there a recent controversy? Gotta check that shit out. I remember back when the whole music controversy with him, where he didn't finish, there was a huge thing where he didn't master the tracks properly, and then it came out that he didn't even master the tracks and someone else had to master them, and he didn't kind of live up to his contractual obligations in some ways, and whatever. That was years ago though, so I haven't seen the recent one. Interesting. Speaking of GTA, okay, AI turns TV show characters into GTA loading screens. He's straight out of GTA. Straight out. Him not so much, but it works. I wouldn't mess with him. I wouldn't mess with him. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good fun. That's good. Scalpers are struggling to sell PlayStation 5 consoles as supply returns to normal. Isn't that terrible? Do you guys remember that I covered this actually years ago? When the PlayStation 5 first came out and scalpers were like, we need to feed our families by pretty much stealing stock by paying for it, yes, at the RPM. And then just selling it for 3 times the price so no one else can actually purchase this. It was the most ridiculous sob story I ever heard in my life. But now today, folks, it looks like karma is a bitch. A lot of these scalping companies and individuals, they can't actually sell it for the normal price. And some of them now are selling below price just to try and get their money back. I remember that the chip shortage was ultimately why this whole thing happened, right? There was a huge chip shortage through COVID. They weren't able to get all the units out. And some of these were going, look, as you guys can see, $1,888 US, $1,900 US. I mean, that's like $2,500 or something Australian. Jesus Christ. And you could purchase it here, just to give you an understanding of the Aussie dollar comparison. You could purchase a new one here for about $600 or so. So that is a huge difference. And then now it just says, one just has to look at eBay to see that the days when a PlayStation 5 could cost upwards of $1,500 are long gone. Most of the new consoles are between $450 to $499, while many auctions start at $380. Secondhand machines are even cheaper. So I'm just glad that this sob story nonsense from the scalpers. Look, you know what? They probably made a decent amount in the last year and a half. Let's be honest here, okay? They're obviously feeding their families now, okay? They've been able to feed their families by rorting us out of a PlayStation 5. So good for them. Good for their families. Claps in the chat for the starving children. Bird up. Good to see you, man. Oh, you're painting. Hell yeah, man. I actually did some painting myself. See that painting behind me? That one there? I painted that. Right there. That one there. God, you know when you're trying to like... That one there. I did that painting. I did the other painting in the corner. I don't mind a bit of painting. You know when you're trying to like do something in the mirror and you're trying to like comb your hair or something, but you're always just in reverse? It's like when you're using the controls. You need to inverse them. God. Couldn't even point to the painting. What's wrong with me? I'm like, I did some painting over there, guys. It's over there. It's over there. There it is. Hey, Hamster. It's been so long. Used to love to watch you and Ralph. Glad to see you still making content, man. I appreciate you, man. Good to see you here. The PS5 is approaching its half-life now, too. I know! Bro, how crazy is that? I feel like the PlayStation 5 is like just released. It released in 2023 now. 3 years nearly. I think it's December, November. That's 3 years. It's crazy, man. We're going to be seeing hints of a PlayStation 6. What, in the next year or two? I'm looking forward to all the PlayStation mock-up concepts. They're always absolutely horrendous. And they never look like anything that people actually expect it to be. But I'm excited for them. You know what? When we start seeing concepts of PlayStation 6, I will do a dedicated video looking at how ridiculous they are. We'll do a poll, and you guys can all vote on which one is the most likely to not be it. Okay? I paint Warhammer 40k. Great fun. Oh yeah, man. I actually went to a 40k one of those shops recently and just looked through, and people were playing on those huge boards. Like, I don't play personally, but man, it looks like a lot of fun. But the dedication to like paint and shit, like I don't have, you know, as you guys probably know, I wouldn't have the patience. I wouldn't have the patience for that. Damn, man, I never realized you were so multi-talented. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Maybe you're saying that ironically, but I will take that as a compliment. Splendid Quake says, last 3 years has passed too quick. Man, it's crazy how quick it's passed. Actually crazy. Now, this is kind of cool, right? So this is going to be inside the world of Counter-Strike. These guys, it says here, these guys are remaking how you watch CSGO with a virtual esports stadium in a 3D world that you can put you in the game. Thoughts? I think this is pretty cool. Let's watch this. Terrorists win. Whoa, did everyone just die in that? Jesus, the huge explosion in the stadium. Everyone's okay though. They're all virtual. That'd be kind of cool. I think that's really cool, that idea. To allow you to interact more inside a game when you're watching comp games, when you're watching kind of esports. I think that's sick. And I'm surprised we haven't actually seen that already, right? Imagine you log on to a certain platform and it already kind of has plugins that you can jump into certain games and be very much more a part of it. Like if I could run around as, and the team couldn't see me, but I could be like Reinhardt and I could just like run around watching a comp game happen. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be really, really cool. So I think that's going to be something that we do see more in the future. And look, stream, tell me if I've missed, if that's already happening, that you can actually run around inside of comp games in terms of esports, you know, like big competitions where everyone's watching and you can actually log on and kind of be a part of it. B Varga says there'll be more console generations. All right, yeah, there will be. There'll be at least one more. There will be at least one more. I don't see a console generation. I don't see the console war in the next 50 years though. I think they're going to kind of innovate and figure out and evolve as things change. I don't know if we're going to see a PlayStation 10. PlayStation 10. A Hamster says, well, that's an awesome concept. Imagine a paradise future where esports is so integrated into gaming and the ecosystem. I think, look, it'll also be good for esports. It'll get more people there watching and ultimately funding it, right? Like it would make esports potentially more profitable. So in that regard, I think I'm all for something like that. That actually propels it up. Now, I thought this was interesting. Okay, now we talk about IGN all the time. They gave something a 5. Oh my god. They gave Speedstorm a 5. Now they have gave things in the past 5. But I saw this yesterday. I'm like, you know what? I've been giving IGN a bit of shit recently. Time to give them, you know what? They gave something a 5. It's few and far between. But the reason's great. Disney Speedstorm in early access is fundamentally good kart racer that's currently too light on tracks and too repetitive. Worse still, it's buried beneath a veritable splash mountain of gotcha garbage and so many discrete currencies that do different things that it almost seems like a parody of the entire free-to-play genre. You know a game's bad when it's trying to be a parody of free-to-play. But I think what we'll do is we'll do a segment now. Whenever I see IGN give something below a 7, we got to talk about it because it's news. It's very few and far between. So if they're going to do it, we got to talk about it because it's automatically news. Okay? Absolutely. They can go under 7. Fate apparently can. Apparently they can. There's some evidence there. Maybe I just kind of AI generated this. Maybe this isn't real. You never know. Speaking of AI, Will Smith now, he's not eating pasta. He's eating spaghetti into his soul. I mean, that's just straight into the forehead, into the third eye. The third eye was obviously hungry. He was like, you guys want some pizza? Third eye was like, no, I don't want any more spaghetti. I want some pizza. Oh my God, these AI things are just, oh my God, it's going goblin mode. I reckon it's crazy. But it's so good to look at. You know when you just watch something and you need to watch it again and again? Thank God Twitter and a lot of like Instagram, they just have things on repeat. What are you guys watching on Instagram? I'm watching educational things. Nothing else. Nothing thirsty. Never. Apple Hub. Apple will finally allow for sideloading apps in iOS 17 to comply with the EU regulations. This would allow users to download apps outside of the App Store and allow developers to avoid the 15 to 30% fees. Now, remember the whole Tim Sweeney thing with Epic Games? It also clarified this is expected to be limited to Europe only. As you guys know, Epic Games and Apple have had a lot of legal troubles as of late. Fortnite ultimately took itself, it allowed people to purchase their kind of Fortnite bucks or whatever outside the App Store, which meant that Apple wasn't going to be making their 30% cut. Apple then took off Fortnite. And since then, I think they're still in the legal battle, right? I don't think this is the end of this particular legal battle, but I do know that this is big news. That means that Tim Sweeney, ultimately, if it is going to be in Europe only, which is a relatively decent space, then he automatically kind of wins that region. He wins the case in that region. That's just done. So I think that's interesting, man. And I'm looking here. Andres said he slapped too hard. He needs to put all that slapping into just some pizza dough. That's what he needs to do. Just get the anger out on the pizza dough, Will. Okay. Medquate says, how do you feel about the future of Halo? I think Halo has two big titles left in it before people go, yeah, this is Gonski. Not that Halo isn't going to be around for many, many years to come, but it may just kind of become like a Gears of War, you know, where at the moment still people are still putting Halo on a level of like, oh my God, major, one of the biggest IP launches is coming out. But if we continue to see subpar releases, it may just degrade it. It may just degrade to a level where we're like, oh, cool, like, you know, a new Gears of War's out or whatever, right? Where Gears of War, especially at the beginning, felt like, holy shit, this has become major IP. And Cliff Bleszinski definitely made that happen. So I think 2 more titles, and then we start seeing Halo definitely decline in its kind of hype. Although, yes, Halo Infinite didn't have maybe the same hype as Halo 2 or something, or Halo 3. But there's still a level of hype there, that's for sure. This is really cool. Okay, this is what I want to watch with you guys today. I had no idea that this zero gravity FPS game Boundary, it came out this month. I had no idea about it, and it looks absolutely sick. Now I'll try and bring it up. I don't think it's going to be too big. Maybe that'll be too big, but let's just do it anyway. How sick is this?
We are losing control of this facility. Fight back. Impulse detected. System rebooting.
How mad does that look?
Stalemate. Run it out.
I would absolutely play that.
Stalemate. Run them
I think that looks sick. I think that's mad. And yeah, I didn't hear that. Did you guys hear of this game? Like, I did not hear of this, but like, looks sick. Clueless, good evening, mate. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, my friend. Just checking something. Want to make sure I didn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely want to check this out, actually. Like, see, Twitter, man. If I wasn't on Twitter, I wouldn't have seen this. I would have had no idea. I would have had no idea. Sound in space? Well, it's not really sound in space, Abdul. I think you're inside like a thing and you can feel the vibrations. So they're not doing the Star Wars thing. They're doing the interstellar thing where you can't actually hear anything outside. Would Star Wars be the same if you couldn't hear it, though? I mean, it's kind of needed, right? It does lose its Star Wars oomph if we were doing battles and it was just completely silent. Where I think Interstellar definitely did it right. Like, it felt so real. Interstellar is one of my favorite movies in the world. Definitely worth watching. Looks dope. I'd totally play this. Absolutely, Hamster. I agree. Me too. Me too. Critically acclaimed, HiFi Rush didn't make the money it needed to make. Now, we were on stream on Saturday and someone had mentioned this, and I thought I was seeing reports that they had actually done pretty well, but now maybe not, right? So despite universal praise, HiFi Rush has seemingly not met internal expectations set by Xbox. A new report claims the action title from developer Tango Gameworks failed to make the money it needed, though Microsoft has since suggested otherwise. That's interesting. And look, it goes on to here. Jeff Grubb of GameSpot's sister site Giant Bomb discusses HiFi Rush on his Game Mess to Side podcast. And he said, I mean, it got good reviews. The buzz was good. So where do we put the blame for something like this? Is it the price? Was it the shadow drop? Could it have sold more? Is it Game Pass? Like, interesting, right? I mean, I heard so many good things about this. It was all over Twitter for like at least 5 days to a week, right? Which doesn't sound like a long time, but in Twitter hours, in Twitter days, that's a long time. So I think it's a real shame to see that this happened. And based on the general reception, hopefully we see another one though, right? Like hopefully if so many people have enjoyed it and it did really well to build the street cred, the Game Pass and whatever, they should make more, you know? They should definitely make more. And for this one, maybe it's a bit more of a long play, where it's not so much about how much they sold, but like how much they generate interest in Game Pass and generate interest in the idea that first-party exclusives from Xbox can be good, you know? Now, this is interesting, right? So, about a week or two ago, we spoke about Burning Shores and how the DLC was going to be PS5 exclusive. Now, this shows you exactly the differences now between the weather systems in PlayStation 5 compared to PlayStation 4 for Horizon Forbidden West. Because that's important, right? Because they were like, we can't do Burning Shores on PlayStation 4 because we're not going to be able to deliver the message. Some people were really annoyed about that. But this kind of shows you and somewhat illustrates.
I believe we are on the verge of seeing a massive gap between the PS5.
I might mute it actually, and I'll just show it to you. So now we're seeing those change. I don't know if you can see that. Well, you can see. No, it's probably better to make it smaller. You can see those changes there, right? So you can see how much this kind of feels that natural. It's really a level up from whatever the PlayStation 4 could be. So if they were going to be actually delivering this story and this vision so much in the clouds, then it makes sense that they wanted to make the biggest visual impression possible. And we're going to be seeing this more and more, as this guy was alluding to at the beginning. We're going to be seeing this more and more. Like, I don't think we're going to be continuing to see a lot of games on PlayStation 4, unless graphics-wise it doesn't matter. But I think in the next 2 years, we're already 3 years in, as we said, right? We're 3 years into this console cycle, and we're still seeing a lot of PlayStation 4 still get the first-party treatment. I don't know if we're going to continue to see that in the next 2 to 3 years. Because you got to remember, when a new console is released, a lot of that architecture is still being learnt by the developers. They get to a point at the end of the life cycle where they've learnt it so well and they can get the best out of it, right? And when you're getting the best out of the new console, it means that you've got to leave the previous one behind, because you can't, there's no way you can kind of get that same power or performance or vision from previous gen. It is game dependent. It is visually kind of creatively dependent on what you're trying to deliver, right? If you're trying to deliver very photorealistic games, then I don't think the PlayStation 4 in the next 2 years is going to be a viable option. But there's going to be a lot of games that aren't graphic dependent in telling the story and delivering the vision and creating a good gameplay that we'll continue to see on PlayStation 4. There's like 140 million PlayStation 4s out there. Like, it totally makes sense to make sure that there's also a PlayStation 4. That market is also being soaked up in any sales for any games that you're bringing out. Absolutely. You know? But interesting, guys, and I think that we may continue to see this. We may continue to see this. Also, on the back of that, I saw Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores being downvoted massively now. Is this... Now, I read on Twitter that this was because she kissed a girl. Is that serious? People can't be that silly. Come on. Who cares, mate? 2023, who gives a shit? If that is the reason, that is the dumbest reason I've ever heard in my life. This was unanimously, well, not unanimously, but very well reviewed. And before that, the user score was fine. The moment Aloy kisses a girl, nah, we're out. Come on, folks. Let's go. No Bud Light. And no Burning Shores. No, I hope that's not the reason, but I did read that on multiple threads that that very well may have been the reason. But yeah, I don't remember Last of Us Part 2 being downvoted for that. I remember them downvoting that because it was just not great. Sorry. Well, it wasn't a shit game. It just wasn't the game of the generation. Okay, it wasn't the game of the generation. CJ, Aloy kissed a girl and liked it. Apparently. Who's the girl that sang that now? I'm forgetting an I kissed a girl I liked. I can't remember now. Far out. What's wrong with me? Gonzilla says, didn't know that there was DLC. There was DLC, yes. And I think it sold relatively... Oh, wait, it was free, wasn't it? Was it free? Fuck, I can't remember now. Ray says, I prefer she kissed a girl. If she kisses a guy, that would make me gay. Well, she's just having a good time, folks. And if she's having a good time kissing a girl, then who gives a shit? Katy Perry, that's the one. That's the one, CJ, absolutely. So, yes. And to finish off, ladies and gentlemen, very important news. Let's watch this. We're going to be taken over by birds. Look at this shit. It knows the different sizes. And it reorganizes accordingly. Terrifying. You know, crows are extremely, extremely intelligent. There's great videos on YouTube dedicated to showing them problem solve. In the way that they'll like use sticks to get things out. They'll move things. They'll put certain shapes into certain areas because they know if they put the certain shape in a certain area, they'll get a treat. But I think octopuses also are very, very intelligent, apparently. Extremely intelligent. Oh, Fate says it's £15.99 in the UK. Okay, all right. I thought it was free for some reason. No, not free. Okay. Andre says, don't fuck with the crows, man. They're coming back. They're coming after you, man. Do you guys have swooping? In Australia, we have these things called magpies. I'm not sure if you guys have magpies. But if you're like walking through a certain area, sometimes they'll swoop at you and they'll try and attack you because they think you're going after their eggs. Little do they know I am. But you can't get too close to them. They get a bit angry. Australia, full of evil, evil animals. It's very, very annoying. We have the brown snake, I think, the most deadliest snake in the world. We have the funnel web, redback. We have the crocodile. But you guys have the caiman, right? You guys call it the caiman if you're in America. You're in the US of A. What else have we got that's evil? Oh, we got these little blue jellyfish. They've tiny little blue-ringed octopus. I don't think we have them. Maybe we do. We definitely have the box jellyfish. If they touch you, you die. There's certain times in Australia you cannot swim in the top area of Australia because there's heaps of these box jellyfishes. So Australia's great, guys. Come here, have fun, go for a swim. Hug a crocodile, and when you go to the toilet, you don't need to check the toilet seat in the outback if there's any funnel web spiders there or anything. You don't need to check that. It's fine. All right. Orcas, we don't really have orcas here. And magpies do like shiny things like eyes. That's right. Magpies do like eyes. Absolutely. Should we watch it again? I think someone wants us to watch it again. Let's put it in the background. Very intelligent little thing. Very intelligent little birdie. You live in Australia, you win the Newbery Award by default. What's the Newbery Award? I'm guessing it's something that's extremely dangerous, and if you survive, then you win. All right, well, everyone in Australia is winning that award. Swooping season is when they're having their babies. When they've had their eggs. When they've laid eggs. That's swooping season. Any animal working something out based on food. I mean, some, yes, but like, not all animals though can, right? I mean, a lot of dogs, there's a lot of dog food. They're not able to like open the drawer, get the can opener out, open the dog food. So dogs are stupid compared to these. Clearly, that's what I'm trying to say. If they can't operate a can opener, then dogs are stupid. That's ultimately what I'm saying, folks. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you. Appreciate you. I love your company, guys. Another great show. I will see you guys next time for any reviews, news, and discussions. Till next time, have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are.